What's up, bodybuilding fans? Welcome to Texas Bodybuilding News. I'm your host, Jason Martinez. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys give us a follow, subscribe to our podcast. Today's business feature segment, I have a good friend of mine, Joaquin, who's, how do you keep saying your last name?
Pistokache.
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 His owner, Pistokache Training in McAllen. First of all, let's talk about your last name.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people don't realize the symbolism of it, where it come from.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, and to be honest, I'm not even saying it. What I've understood, and I don't know for sure, but what I've been told is that the correct pronunciation of Pistokache is Pistokache, and it was originally spelled Pistokacha. I don't know, but anyways, it's Choctaw Native American, and it means wake up and see in Choctaw from my understanding, and it's Choctaw from Oklahoma. So I'm not from Oklahoma. I'm from South Texas, but that's really where I guess my ancestors originate. Oklahoma, but then originally from Mississippi. So if you want to go back in history, so their natives were relocated from Mississippi to Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is actually a Native American word, Choctaw, meaning red people. So eventually, my ancestors kind of stayed in Oklahoma and moved down to North Texas.
Have you ever done like one of those DNA to see actually how much blood or
No,
part are you?
no, I haven't. But uh, well, I'm a quarter. I'm a quarter native, so my dad is half, and my mom is just Hispanic. Um, and I do have. We are me, my brother, my sister. We are members of the Choctaw Nation tribe. Um, but I have never done like a how much exactly am I? I don't know, maybe less and maybe more. I don't.
And do you ever go and visit some of them? Do you know like some real pure ones that are down your line or anything like that? Any relation?
Well, first of all, anyone who has my last name is going to be related to me in some way or another. I think at one point, there was when my great grandfather was alive. I think there was only 7 people with my last name, and that were all related to him. Uh, but um, have ever met? Yes, I've met some real Native Americans. Uh, I'd probably say that the person that within my circle of family that is probably the most knowledgeable on the history, the culture, the language would probably be my uncle, my dad's dad, because he goes up to Oklahoma almost every other weekend, and he's really involved with tribal politics and different stuff like that. And I don't have a relationship with my uncle, unfortunately. But I do know that he's very active in all those different things. And he's the one who told me that our last name is with an A. So his name is Pistokacha. And
So you don't really.
I don't
So you think it kind of just like within time it just changed to the E?
know
Or?
why it changed to the E. I
Yeah.
really don't. I think it had something to do whenever like they're creating this registry of people's names, like they changed
Right,
it.
right.
It's something like that. Yeah.
What I like is that mirage you guys are putting in the gym, from the artist that you had. That's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Can you talk about the headdress?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that one, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything, to be honest.
No, you just kind of
It just my brother wanted to put something badass and cool in the gym, so they kind of put together that design. Obviously, the headdress has to do with Native American, but the gorilla, it just doesn't. It's just something that's
I know, but it's just you kind of like trying to put the name into
right.
that.
It kind of goes, yeah. So.
Maybe you can do one of those. What do they call it now? The EFT or FT
Oh, NFTs.
T's.
That's true. Yeah, NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take it way back, man. Like let's see. I know you were in sports. You started off with sports. What were your main sports that you did in high school?
Okay. Well, I'd always been involved. I'd always been really active as kids. Me and my siblings are always kids that were going to be outside. Um, playing in the mud. We used to have some horses in our backyard, so we'd ride horses. We were involved in so many different sports, always active. Uh, but I started to get really, really involved in basketball when I was in fifth grade. So I was around 10, 11 years old. And me and my brother would go to local basketball camps. We liked it, everything like that. And before you know, we started to really, really pick up on it. And so, yeah, I did basketball, elementary, middle school, high school, all the way through college. So basketball is really where I got the experience of working out, of sweating, conditioning, everything like that. But at the same time, one of the things that always stuck with me as a little kid, always growing up, was one. My dad used to be a boxer growing up, competing in Golden Gloves in Fort Worth, and so boxing was always involved in my household. I think at one point I did want to be a boxer, but I used to watch all the boxing things in the early or late '90s, early 2000s, and I'd always keep up with all the fighting. So I used to watch, as far as movies, I used to love Rocky. I used to love the Rocky series, man. I remember I still have all the VHSs, and I remember they had a Christmas special where they played the first five movies
Yeah.
back to back, and I was just there watching it as a kid. And I liked it because my dad was a boxer. But what I really liked, which really got me going, was like the training montage scenes that dun, da, 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 like man, yeah,
It
it's
was
just
it was a motivating movie, you know. It wasn't just about boxing. It was the fact that how he got to where he was at, the struggle and training, like you said, all that. I mean, that pumped you up.
right. No,
Yeah.
I love that, man. And like that type of behind the scenes work that goes into like performing out on the in the ring or field or court. I really like that, and that's something that kind of stuck with me throughout the years. So, as I'm a basketball player and everything, I would I would always take time to work out on my own. Work on strength training, vertical jump training. It didn't matter running, it didn't matter, but in my mind, it kind of stuck in my head that I am like Rocky training for this big performance. Even though my performance was in boxing, it was basketball. So that idea of training just stuck with me. Yeah. Um,
But I mean, you got pretty good in basketball. That was your main sport in
Yeah,
high school.
so me and my brother, we worked with so many different people, traveled everywhere, all across the country, playing basketball, and met so many people. We got experience to growing up to train with different NBA players, Olympians. Not only just in a basketball setting, but like in the weight room and stuff, and just from traveling so much, and really kind of just opened my eyes to things, and meeting people, and it just kind of made me fall in love with the sport and the training. But yeah, throughout high school, I graduated from Sharyland High School in Mission. Played varsity all 4 years. Started all 4 years. I think I was the all-time leading scorer. I don't know if I still am. And yeah, I mean, I did that, and all the coaches wanted me to play football, man. Because I like I'll tell you this story. My first day, my freshman year, I was waiting for my mom to pick me up, and a security guard comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I was totally confused. I was like, what do you mean?" He said, "You're not supposed to be here." Where am I supposed to be? And he's like, "Sir, what are you doing on this campus? I need to see your ID." And I'm pulling my student ID, and he looks at it, he looks at me, and he's like, "Shit, I thought you were in college." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was just tall." I'm like, "No." He's like, "Man, dude, like, what the heck?" But anyways, I was always really, obviously I was taller, around school, but I was also like always in shape. So I was in good build, and I was pretty strong and everything. So obviously the other coaches wanted me to play other sports like football and everything, but I stuck with basketball because I just really like
Well, they
basketball.
wanted you wide receiver
I don't know what they wanted me.
because they're like, man, this guy's too tall. This
I
guy's
mean, I don't blame them, man. I could have done whatever position man they
yeah.
wanted, man.
How tall were you?
Uh, I was just like 6'2", but the thing is,
Freshman year?
yeah, I stayed 6'2", man. I stayed 6'2" for I probably maybe grown an inch. I don't know, but I came into school pretty already tall, man.
Damn.
So
I was a short guy. I was like 5'5" freshman year, and I grew like a half an inch, 2 inches back. So I'm 5'7" right now, man. Dude, that's crazy. 6'2" in high
yeah,
school. And
yeah,
then did you end up going into college ball or anything like that?
yeah. So um, eventually, after I graduated from Sherland in 2012, um, I got a college scholarship to go play in Rochester, New York, and so I made the drive up there in my Honda Civic.
All the way to New York.
Yeah, the one I still have today. 2008 Honda Civic. Drove up to New York, man, with all my stuff. Unloaded. I kept the car there because I needed a car to get around. Man, I needed a car, so I had a car. And yeah, I went there my freshman year, and I did not have a good experience there. Despite basketball, I just didn't like the cold. I hated the cold. You know, it's just so. Long story short, I ended up coming back down to the Valley and attended UTPA, and I was like, you know what, man, I don't want to play basketball right now. So, um, oh, wait, we gotta go. Whoa, 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 we're kind of skipping. We're skipping some big pieces, but hold on, I'll get back to it.
Okay.
So I came back and I went to school here at UTPR I was gonna say UTRG UTPA.
Yeah.
I went there 2013, 2014, then 2014 to 2015. I uh, I tried out for the basketball team, and I decided I wanted to play basketball again. So I was just like, okay, well, let me just go talk to the coach. So I went to go talk to the coach. He's like, well, we're not having tryouts, and I'm like, well, hey, man, I want to try out. So he threw me in a couple practices, and then he emailed me later, saying, hey, you made the team. So I was on
Oh,
the
wow.
team, yeah. So I played there 2014 to 2016 there, and we went from UTPA to UTRGV, and and yeah, so that was my experience playing basketball. Already remember my last basketball game was like March 2016 in Vegas. We lost in the conference tournament, and I remember I was just crying so hard, man. I'm like, damn, dude, it's just a huge part of my life that taught me so much. Well, it's done. It's done. It's done. And actually, I did have another year of eligibility, but I was graduating, so I was just like, man, I'm ready to move on. I'm done.
But do you think that that experience you had in New York kind of threw you off? That's why when you came back, you're like, ah, I don't want to play basketball. What was the main reason?
Uh, yeah, it did. It did throw me off. I'll be honest with you. I One of the things that always stuck in my head is, I wanted to be in business. I wanted to start making money, and I just basketball just consumes. If you're a college athlete, it doesn't matter really what level. It's a full time job,
Right.
and especially at the Division One level. Throughout the season, you're never at school. You're always traveling, so you got to do your stuff online. You don't really have a college experience at all because you're just always on the road.
Right.
And especially if you're a smaller school like UTRGV playing Division One, you're always on the road. You're not. There's not a lot of teams that are going to come down to the Valley to play. So you got to go. We'd be in Florida, Chicago, Seattle, everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes we'd be gone for close to 2 weeks. But and that's what I signed up for. So.
Good. And so that kind of got you into, doing camps and stuff like that, or how did you start with
Okay,
your business?
okay, so regarding Pistokache Training Facility. So going back in 2011 July, um, I was like, you know what, man, I want to put something up. I want to put something together so I can have a place to work out, to lift weights,
Mhm.
to um, to have my friends come over and work out with me. A cool little place. So I had some equipment, had some dumbbells. I had some barbells, and actually the dumbbells, I don't even know whose they were. They were just in the garage. They were old and rusty, but we had dumbbells. We had some little jump boxes, plyo jump boxes. We had a basketball hoop outside. We had some basketballs, some medicine balls, and some little parachutes you do sprints. But what I did is we had a little back garage. I cleared out the whole area and I set up the gym. And I was like, dude, man, wow, look, man, guys, look, hey, guys, come over, look, I have a gym. Doesn't have any real weights, but hey, it's a gym, man. So I did that, and in that Pistokache Training Facility, that's what I decided to name it. Because it was a training facility, somewhere you go and you train. So we did that, and it kind of served as a hangout spot for me, my friends, anyone who wanted to come work out. And then one day, this brother of a friend of mine, he shows up to the house, and the dad says, "Hey, how much would you charge?" No, actually, he didn't even ask me. He's like, "Can you train my son for basketball?" So trained him, put him through an hour workout, everything. And then dad hands me $20. And I'm like,
Was he a younger?
yeah, younger kid. Yeah, he was maybe in fifth, sixth grade, but
Okay.
the dad hands me $20. I get the $20. I'm looking at $20. Okay. What? He's like, I'm paying you for training my son. And I'm like, oh, and then at that point it clicked. I'm like, oh. And so the dad was like, I'm going to bring him back more often. So in my head, I'm like, well, that means I'm going to get paid again and again. I'm like, okay. Well, so I think what happened was he had someone else and, hey, so and so wants to know how much you charge him to work with your kid, to work with their kid. And I said, well, okay, I don't know. I don't know what the heck you charge. So I was charging like pennies back then. And I don't know anything. I'm just a high school kid, man. I don't want to be too greedy, step on anyone's toes. So started just, charge like $7, man. I didn't know what I was doing. But I was training kids for basketball, doing a great job. And before you know it, more and more people wanted to come by and work out. Well, going into summer 2012, which was my first real summer with real clients, I think I made like maybe like $700. That's all I made, man. And then to me, I'm like, oh wow. No, I take that back. That's what I made in June. And total, probably made around $1,000.
That's a lot, bro.
And I'm like, wow,
Yeah, that's what.
wow, man, I made $1,000, man. And I'm getting ready to take off to school. So I was like, man, it was really fun working with these kids. And well, I'm going off to New York. So I was like, see you all next year. Or next year comes around, opening up. Now, remember, I've moved back to the Valley now. So I'm going to school at UTPA. So summer 2013 goes by and it just knocks my first summer out the water. Right? Well, I'm still there, still there. We're growing. Summer 2014, we're getting more and more people, man. And just these people will come over to my backyard and work out, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, everything like that. And well, we go to 2014. It's growing, and then I decide I want to play basketball again, right? So um, I'm traveling, I'm going to school, I'm playing basketball, I'm coming home, training kids, I'm doing all this stuff. And I do that through 2014 through 2016. 2016, I'm done playing basketball. And I wasn't making any crazy money there at the gym, nothing at all. Because it's just part time. I do part time. I'm part time while traveling. I'd be scheduling people's appointments or whatever would be in the plane in between
So when you come down, hey, okay, I'll see you here, and then I do.
yeah, man, like we'd be done with the game. I'd be on the phone scheduling sessions for next week when I come back in town. And I remember my teammates went, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What are you doing? You calculating how much you made?" Like I write it in a little thing, man. They're like, "Dude, what the heck, man?" Anyway, so I did that all throughout 2016, all the way up to 2016, and then I graduated in 2016, and then I spent the next like year and a half dedicating more time to the gym. And of course, our numbers went up and going over, you know, people who had come by to the gym. We had people coming from Harlingen to the gym, from Roma. And when I say gym, I mean my backyard. So really from all the way up until October 2018, we had people coming, hundreds of people coming over the house. And, and you know, that throughout that whole time span up to 2018 of October, I always wonder, I was like, man, you know, my parents were cool with this, man, to have all these people coming in the backyard. I mean, sometimes go back there, you know, we'd have like 50 people, man. You know, the whole streets just filled with cars to my house. I think there's a party, but now kids are working out in the back. So, so yeah. So that was at my house. So 2011, the idea came about. Um, just kind of did it part time throughout the summer up until 2014. Then 2014 through 2016, I still kept the gym open, training people for basketball, strength training, conditioning, all that good stuff through 2016 while I was still going to school. And then a year and a half after that, I was able to dedicate more time because I had finished up school. And then at October 2018, that's when the closure to my business at the house, that's when it ended. So
And then you decided. Did you decide that on your own? Did you talk to your family? How did you get your actual gym then going? Like,
okay,
how
all
did
right,
that start?
okay. So I remember it was probably June 2018. I was editing a video. It was a testimonial video I did with one of my clients. I helped him lose 30 pounds. Okay. And uh, I put the YouTube video together. I remember it wasn't loading properly and this and that. And I didn't want anything to do with the video. I was almost like, screw this video, man. But finally I got the video to go on YouTube. Okay. Client, I helped him lose 30 pounds and he was happy and everything. But about 2 weeks later, I get an email. Um, and this gentleman's asking, hey, we're interested in you training our family for weight loss. Um, could we set up a time to talk? You all can come over to our home, or you can come over to our home and we can talk. So I'm like, okay. No, I'm sorry. I said, can you come over so we can talk? We saw your video that you made on YouTube. Really liked it. I'm like, okay, all right. So I go over there, I talk, and then, you know, they're like, oh, we own all these properties in McAllen, downtown McAllen, this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, yeah. And they're like, they were also asking about what other things we do at the gym. I do basketball and this, and they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, do you think how would that work in a building or what? I was like, well, it needs to be tall enough. It needs to have this, that. They're like, oh, okay. Well, we have properties, and I was like, well, can I go look at them? They're like, yeah, you want to go tomorrow? I said, yeah. They're like, okay, meet us at the office. We'll get lunch and we'll go look at the building. So I was like, okay, cool. So the first building they took us to, which was the one I eventually moved into, was just an absolute just wreck, man. Just abandoned. You walked in. I was like, dude, I was like, I don't even know what you could do with this place, man. It was just messy. It just filled with dust, man.
And what part of McKenna?
Downtown
Downtown
McAllen,
McKenna?
downtown McAllen. And I'm like, this. I don't even know why you all bought this building, man. What do y'all have this for? Um, and they took me to some other buildings and everything, and that was that. Okay, so throughout that time, I started working with the family. I'd go to their home and train them, or sometimes they'd come over to my backyard. Um, well, in October 2018, so definitely one of the craziest months of my life. We had some very some very big things that happened as far as the home that I was living in. Some very negative things that happened, and what? Long story short, it's it's a totally different story in itself. Me and my dad were living there at the time. We ended up getting evicted from home, so we lost our home, and that's a totally different story. So I'm without a gym, man. Me and my dad don't even have a place to stay. So we had to rent out a place, and well, then that was that. So that happened October 1st, 2018. So about a month goes by, man. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. I'm depressed, and we got evicted, and we had to get all of our stuff out within like 24 hours. So it was really really bad. And, it, it was just so we left. We had to get out like 25 years worth of stuff in 24 hours.
Wow.
And I think it was around that time well, after that period, whenever I came over here to talk to you about working out and stuff. But really, October 1st, 2018, that's when we had gotten evicted, and well, I had no gym. And me and my dad were just kind of just screwed. So we stayed at this little apartment place for about a month to I'm not take about for about 6 months, and so what happens is about 2 weeks later, after I've gotten settled in at the apartment, I text the other people who had showed me the building. I said, "Hey, look, man, uh, sorry I haven't reached out to you all about personal training. I got evicted from my home." So they said, "Come by the office." So I go by the office, and they're like, um, "We want to know how we can help you." So I said, "Look, man, I need somewhere to start working out, man. I need to have my gym business." And they're like, "Well, look, what we can do is maybe you can move into the other building over there, the one we showed you." I'm like, "Dude, can I go look at it again?" So I go out and look at it. I'm like, "Dude, this doesn't make sense, man." I said, "But I need something." And they're like, "Would you like to have it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would." They're like, "Okay, look, what we need you to do, you got to get some insurance with our name on it. You got to get this, and then bring it back, and then we'll get things situated." So I go and I get all this stuff. I'm scrabbling, man, for like 2 weeks. My heart's just racing. People are calling me, wanting to come to my gym. Well, I don't have a gym.
Within this time was 6 months that you had.
No, 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 no. I got evicted October 1st. Now we're October 15th.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, dude, wow, holy shoot, oh my goodness. So I'm scrambling, scrambling, scrambling. Um, but for those 6 months is whenever me and my dad were in the apartment.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But when you were out of, but that's what I'm saying. You weren't training within what those two weeks or
Yeah, the 2 weeks I had a gym,
yeah.
I'm out. So, but with my client, he's saying, "Hey, look, you can move into this place. Let me talk things over, whatever." So I go. They said they need insurance, other stuff. So I bring it to them. They're like, "Okay, well, we need to put together a little contract." And so I'm like, "Dude, hurry up, man! Like, hurry up!" I remember, man, I was so like excited because for like 2, 3 weeks I just felt dead, man. I'm just like, dude, shit, depressed, everything, man. And then people are calling me, asking me, "Hey, man, how much do you charge? I want to sign up." I'm like, dude, I think actually during that time, I was going down to De Leon Middle School and training kids at the park. I was doing that. And they're like, "Well, why are we here? Why are they?" "Oh, sorry. Sorry, Joe. I got evicted from my house. We're going to be here for a couple of days or for a couple of weeks." They go, "Okay." So, so anyways, I got my stuff, everything. And I think it was October 24th, 27th, something like that. I signed my lease to move into the new building and in downtown McAllen. So then I walk in and I sit down. They give me the key, and I'm like, dude, what did I just get myself into, man? I said, "Look, this whole floor needs to be redone." It didn't make any sense.
How bad was it?
Terrible, man. It's just a bad.
And what did they use it to?
Okay, oh, why or
No,
what?
how much?
Okay, so here's the really really generous part. So I told him, obviously, "Look, man, I don't have any more income. I don't, I just need someone to start making money again." So what they did is they gave me $500, and they said, "Look, we're going to give you the first 5 months for free." Wow. I mean, the thing is, it's not like I could have walked in there and start doing business immediately.
No,
The place was filthy, man. Like it'd take me a month to fix it up. So they're like, "Look, man, just." They weren't using the building, so we'll give you the first 5, 6 months for free. Just pay for the water and electricity. It's like, okay. Um, and then, yeah, man, that whole period of moving into that gym and then getting my clients going, that was from like early November to December. It was like 2 months straight, nonstop. I worked myself, like just I worked myself till I broke down, and I ended up getting really sick. And like I remember, I just worked myself so hard. It was just kind of like you haven't eaten, and then now someone's gonna like put this food in front of you, and you're like, oh my goodness. So I just worked myself so hard, I ended up getting sick, and so yeah, and that goes all the way up to the beginning of 2019. So
Man, that was a big old trial, and you know of and like how did you stuck your guns and you kept going. That's a big thing. I think most
yeah,
people could have probably just quit or say, you know what, it's not gonna work, or but you still saw the vision of it. You know.
yeah. I mean, I had to do something, man. I had to, and you know, I thank my friends, man, for being there to help me through that whole process. You know, shit, they were there helping me load the stuff up into the truck because I only had 24 hours. You know, and then my friends for helping me get my equipment into
To
the
the gym.
gym. So yeah, that whole period was extremely tough.
And
So
your main focus was at that time, like a lot of your old clients that came back, to, you know, at your place. And what was your main emphasis in that training facility? Were you still doing a little bit of group training with the kids, or did you start branching out to?
so what we were offering was we were offering our basketball training and our sports performance training. So basketball, we work with kids to high school, college, and the sports performance training. That's where we work with basketball, football, volleyball, just people from different sports, and we help them with the strength and conditioning and speed agility aspects. So those are the two services that we offered. Um, so then when I moved into my new gym, um, we still had those, but then we also opened up personal training. So those were the three services that I offered for that first year. And the first year, man, it was, you know, I was very I moved it. I went from a garage with equipment to a place that was about a little under. I was around 4,000 square feet. I don't have enough equipment to fill up the whole thing. You know, I have a basketball court, a little basketball court, which takes up a ton of space, but I didn't have a lot of equipment. Um, so so yeah, I mean that's what I was. That was the first year, and you know, revenue wise, it was like it's hardly anything.
But it was just you doing all that.
Yeah, it was just me doing all
So you
that.
were doing the personal training, you were doing the sports training with the kids, group training, all that stuff. It was all you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
all,
that,
it
so
was
yeah,
all.
you worked a lot, man.
Yeah, no, I worked a lot. Yeah, in that first year, it was okay, you know, and then going into the second year, I was like determined. Or my second year at the gym, I was determined. Hey, man, I am going. This is the year we break through. This is the year. And the year started off really well. Started off good, 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 and we had really good momentum. People were signing up, and you know, a lot of people that were back at my house continued training with me, and still to this day they do. Um, and and then in March 2020, boom, COVID hits,
Mm.
and I remember, man, I was not paying attention to that
So this
stuff.
was
You
your
know,
second year, well, barely being on it.
barely, yeah, I had been in there all of 2019, so 2020, COVID hit.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, man, I was just like, I don't even know what to think, man. I don't, that is just a total mess. Dude.
Yeah.
That was that's terrible for everyone, man. So COVID hit, and um, so I had to close the gym down. I just had to close the gym down, and I mean, I don't even know what to think, man. Like all these different rules and the curfews and
Yeah.
this and that, just stuff that's never happened before,
Yeah.
man. And people freaking out, and I'm over here worried about the gym, and I'm like, dude, man. And so, anyways, that went on, and it was like May 18th or
It
something.
was good. It was about a 6 weeks lockdown. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it
and
was.
May 18 or May 20, I think was when we were given
Yeah,
okay to open up
something
again.
that like yeah, man, I got so excited, man. Like I started promoting like, hey, we're gonna be open. Look, check out our cleaning protocol. Look at that. Like no, I was
But it was still tough up there, right?
yeah, no, it was tough, man. It was tough. Um, and so we opened up again, and I feel like ever since I know this sounds kind of weird, but I feel like ever since we reopened in like May of 2020, that business just skyrocketed, man. It was just really weird. Business just skyrocketed again for all these different reasons. One, parents wanted their kids out of the house. So I had so many parents that are like, hey man, like, yeah, I want to sign my kid up. How long can we leave him there for? And I'm like, dude, it's not a daycare, man. We got that. We got a lot of people that are like, my kid needs to be active, or my kid hasn't been training for basketball. He needs to do something. Um, we got a lot of people who didn't want to go to big gyms like Golds or TrueFit, and they're like, "Oh, I just want to go somewhere more independent where I can go work out." Then we got more personal training clients because people just didn't want to. They felt fat, man. People needed to get out and get some sunlight and everything. Um, and Yeah, I mean, those are the main drivers of why business just picked up. And ever since then, it's just gone up, up and up and up and up. And yeah, I feel like post-COVID business really just kind of got catapulted.
And I think that's what I was saying because I think a lot of big gyms,
Mhm.
a lot of the members went to smaller locations for that reason. Like they didn't want to be in an area where there's so many people, just because of the safety precautions,
Yeah.
things. So they're like, if I go here, there's not gonna be that many people, so it's a little bit safer. So I think that's what you got. So then you had like an open gym membership as well. Then so you were allowing
Okay.
people.
Yeah. So with that, I started to get more gym membership. So we're getting our basketball training clients, our sports performance, personal training, gym memberships, people just paying just to come in and use the gym like a normal gym membership. And then we started getting more and more of those. And uh, I had some other friends who who at the time were also you know needing money and needing work and stuff, started helping me with trainings there at the gym. And it worked very, very well. And that first year, 2020 post COVID, we made more revenue, almost twice as much more revenue than we did at all of 2019. Yeah.
So that's when you actually started getting other trainers to help out with the
Yeah, I
training.
always had people helping me out a little bit, but I would do like 90% of the sessions. They would just do it if I couldn't make it.
Okay.
But is in 2020, I started having more, some guys helping me, almost every day.
Because what I see with your posts, you do a lot of basketball stuff.
A lot.
You do a lot of that, and then you do the one-on-one training. But one thing I noticed, you started doing a lot of the new class that you have with
The babes and barbells.
yes, that's pretty cool.
So with that, man, I got to give my brother credit for it. And maybe because he has a girlfriend and I'm single, but he was like he kept pushing me to start up a women's class, saying that it's very marketable. Women love it. I mean, he's telling me from his girlfriend's perspective, not his. You know, but that everything right now is what really sells is female stuff. That's what sells because just women just tend to buy more stuff. They buy more things than guys do. Just maintenance alone. It's they spend money, but they like doing stuff like that. They like buying.
But I think that the trend has changed a lot for women
Exactly.
in lifting because
Right. So hold on. Let me get to that. So one, women they like they it's a one it's a women's only class, so they like that. So they like that they're going to be around other women. Two, they want to be a part of something, and they want to buy into it. They want to feel part of a really really special group. Um, uh, the women's fitness has picked up, 1,000%, in the past 20 years, you know, and there's just been a heavy movement coming towards just women's fitness. So all these different things, and Jesse is telling me these things. Jesse, my brother, is telling me these things coming from the from the supplement industry. He was doing different type of nootropics and stuff like that, and he was in charge of their marketing. So his whole thing with that company is they had transformed from nootropics to more. They're like, we're geared more towards women. So he had these ideas saying, hey, look, man, like a lot of things are women based. Women buy more things than men. They do. They want to be a part of something. They want to work out. They want to feel good about themselves, and they like feeling a part of a club. So uh, we uh, we came up with the idea in November of last year, and man, I'll stay on this topic too because I want to. I'm going to stay on this topic. We designed it, everything, and then we were like, okay, we came up with the name, everything. Or so we need to find some female trainers. Well, we started asking around, man. Started asking around, and look, this is what we'll pay, everything like that. And to be honest, the pay is very good. It's not a full time thing. It was basically they would need to dedicate maybe 3 to 5 hours a week to this. Okay, and on average, uh, just think about 5 hours a week. You're gonna come in, do this and that. We're gonna pay like $1,000 a month. Okay, just working 5 hours a week.
And you guys designed the program, or they were designing?
We're gonna design the
So they were just
program.
going to just run it.
They were just gonna run it. We would be there. But look, so I want to stay on this. So we started looking for people, man, and we're like, hey, look, we're gonna start off $1,000. You're only working 5 hours a week, uh, sometimes less. You're gonna get 10% commission off of it, everyone that you bring in every single month. Okay. Next is you are a trainer, you are your brand. All of your Instagram posts are you and everything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use you hosting these classes. We're going to create content for you. Okay, stuff that you can use, like building your brand. We're going to do that. We're going to do that for you because we're going to use it as ours, but you can use it for you. And then next, we're going to we're going to allow you to use the gym. You can come train your clients here. We're not going to charge you for that.
Wow.
All these things, man. We reached out to multiple women. All of them said no. All of them said no. I don't know what it was. We even basically they're getting paid around 30, something like 33 an hour plus commissions.
Yeah.
All of them said no. And so that we were just holding off on that. It didn't make no sense to me. I'm like, dude, like it's just I don't know what people were like. Oh no, oh no. We actually had some girls who had to say no because their boyfriends told them to say no, and I'm like, dude, man, like.
So what was it? Why? They didn't want to work? They just thought it was not enough? Or
What I think is one that I feel like some of them might feel like they aren't qualified to do it. Like throughout the valley in the basketball and sports performance, fitness and stuff, like we're looked at as a pretty serious player in that regard here in the valley. So they feel like maybe I'm not qualified to like do that, or I only have personal training experience, or I'm shy, just different reasons like that, man. But me and Jesse were really disappointed. Like, dude, like
but these were trainers.
these are trainers. These are trainers, girls who've hosted classes at different things. But look here's my point with this is that if you're in the fitness space here in the valley, like you got to work to get your name out. You got to, you know. And if you're a trainer, like you one, you got to post content about yourself, what you do, and everything. But you got to. The more people you know, the better. So for a lot of these trainers, we're like, look, we're gonna drive traffic. Of course, you know the revenue is coming in for our Babes and Barbells class, but you're gonna get paid and this is just starting, and we're going to increase it with you as the class continues to grow. So we're going to increase your pay, and you're going to continue to get commission. And a lot of girls they didn't want to do that. Like they wouldn't.
What assigned me was that you would even allow them to train there for free. They were training at another facility. You're going to pay either a commission or you're paying what per client or whatever. So that you could have saved that money.
Yeah, no, we
You
were
know?
willing to do that
Wow.
because we wanted this class to get going. Like what we pay the trainer was not as important to us as getting the class going and starting people coming in because we wanted that strong female, the woman part of the gym there because that's what
But you
we want.
had somebody, and then they left, right? You had a couple.
Yeah,
We
no,
don't talk about that.
no, I've had, yeah, man. It didn't make no sense to me, man.
Because I saw you had a few
Yeah, but
trainers, and then
yeah,
they weren't there no more. And I'm
but
like, yo,
it's important that, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of people, if you're going to be in the training business, like have some guts, man. Like this is women, men, it don't matter. But a lot of people want to stick. Well, I'm a trainer at TrueFit. I know I'm gonna make my $8 an hour or whatever the heck it is. Well, we're gonna pay you. Well, I'm not even telling you to leave TrueFit. I'm just saying, hey, you got 5 hours out of your week to come here and help us grow this class. And you get commission, everything. Just a nice little part-time gig. Even if you made $1,000 a month, man, would you be happy with that? And not only that, it helps build what you're trying to build too. It puts you in front of, 50, 60, 70 different people, every week training them, it's a good audience. But anyways, so
there's some stuff you want to say, but you don't want to say, right?
no, I mean I don't have anything bad about anything to say, man. I mean I don't have anything bad to say about anyone, man. I guess me and my brother are extremely competitive and like, you know, we're just trying to get going, man, and we do a good job. I think that we provide a phenomenal service. But two, we're on top of our stuff. We do great marketing. I think we do a phenomenal job, and we want to grow. I mean, we just want people to grow with us.
So how is the class doing now? Because you've had it for a while, then, right?
So we've had it for about 4 months now.
Okay.
Um, and I would say this: it's been steady. It's been steadily growing, um, and classes are getting bigger. We've had to open up more time slots. It's been good and it's been fun. It's been fun, and the people really like it. So we've picked up more clientele, some younger clientele. We've picked up a lot of the moms of the kids who are already training at our gym. They're just hopping to the workouts because, well, their kid is playing
And is
basketball.
it the same trainer, girl, female trainer that you have, or you have a different one now?
We don't have any female
Also,
trainers.
who's doing the class?
Primarily my brother.
Okay.
We don't, man. And we got to hire. Say, look, if you are a female trainer who's energetic, wants to make some extra cash, is good at what she does, willing to listen, willing to learn, willing to market, willing to get some free content of them to use, endless content for them to use, get great bonuses, everything, potential pay raise, all that stuff. Message us, man. Let's do it, man. We need people who want to grow. We need people who want to grow. So, anyways,
I think that the like you're saying, some of the industries out here they settle over at a certain place and that's it, But yeah, that you need to be out there and branch out, And that's what when I started training, you had to get your name out there back then, You have to. And now that it's grown so much, there's so many new training studios, there's so many new places that you got to get your name, you got to get you going, and that's a good opportunity because I'm thinking like if I can train my people there for free too, and make that extra money with you and not pay at a facility, that right there is a bonus. Like if you're paying $200-300 at a gym, I don't know, average or per client at a gym, this is ideal place for you.
yeah. So yeah, the only thing that the clients the clients client, like if he or she brought their
Paid
client,
membership.
yeah, they just need to buy a membership.
But
Yeah, but then
they're doing that at the other place too.
exactly. Yeah, but anyways, man, we'll get to that. But yeah, it's growing. It's growing. Our women's class is growing. Our sports performance class it's steady. It hasn't been growing the way we've wanted because people are just so much more active than they were 2 years ago, man. Because every sports are everything. Everything's back to normal, so people aren't coming for as much for sports performances as they were the last 2 years, where there was no sports. Kids just had nothing to do. But our basketball training is really, it takes up like 60% of our revenue and
That's what I was
clients.
gonna
So
ask. What is your main drive?
it's
The basketball.
basketball. Man. We've recently opened up. I think we have around 29 different classes going on every week, which is insane to me, man. Obviously, I don't do them all because I can't.
And do you break them down by level? Do you break them down
Yeah.
by do you break them down by ages, or how do you break it
So
down?
yeah, we break it down by ages. So you're a youth basketball kid, and then right now we kind of have whether you're like high school, middle school, high school, and you're grouped together. Our court is really small. Remember, I moved into that area because I had to, man. Like
But
it's like
it's you teaching more what skills.
oh, so yeah, we're teaching. We don't do any teams,
Yeah.
anything like that. We're teaching you how to become a better basketball player. That's it. That's it. And all of our trainers are probably some of the most qualified here in the valley. Uh, we got me and my brother who play college basketball. Jesse, who he got a Division I scholarship. Probably in the last 15, 17 years, my brother's probably one of two guys from down here in the valley who's actually received a Division I basketball scholarship. One of the toughest scholarships to get. I got a Division II, but he got Division I. Only two guys in 17 years.
Really? Who
Yeah.
else?
JJ Avila from that
And
guy.
where did your brother go?
My brother went to University of Richmond in Virginia, playing in the Atlantic 10. I forgot who's in their conference. But, yeah, that's where he went. And he's probably, in my opinion, he's probably the best point guard ever to come out of the Valley. But he had some knee injuries in college that kind of messed him up. But so we got us, and then we've got several of my other teammates from UTRGV. Really qualified guys who represented their country over in Africa, in the FIBA qualifiers, guys who played pro. And then also this summer we've added on Coach Stedman, who really random. He just gave me a phone call about a month ago, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm going to be in the Valley all summer long. I need something to do. Can I host some sessions at your gym?" And Coach Stedman is a former UTRGV assistant, former assistant for the Vipers, coached at Nebraska, TCU, Maine, Denver, all over the world, and he's here. He's working with our kids this summer too. So
That's awesome. Bro.
so I mean, look, you're
Getting everything right
great,
there, man.
great. Like
Yeah.
a lot of our college athletes, they're coming here and they're training with Coach Stedman. I'm like, hey man, look, you're college or high school, like you're getting some great training and from a professional. Like this guy, he may or may not go to the back to the NBA in August and work in the NBA or at high major Division I. So you're in front of some of the best, and no one else in the Valley offers that basketball. So,
Have you had any athletes out of your place go play college ball or go play?
yeah, no, yeah. Well,
But not even just basketball, just different like college sport.
yeah, we've had football, soccer, volleyball, basketball. Um, we've had what else? Yeah, man, we've had different people go off and play college. So
And they did a lot of their training there with you guys.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah, man. And whenever they come back, whenever they come home, they'll work out there at the gym too. Come in and hey, I'm in town for Christmas. I'm gonna stop by the gym, work out. So what I really like about the whole gym is that we call it a tribe. So everyone just feels comfortable that everyone's part of a tribe, man. And everyone feels good about it. And they know that the gym is almost like a second home. And that everyone a part of the tribe is
Well, I think when it's a smaller privately owned, business like yourself and myself, you get that different vibe. Once you start getting to the big gyms, big corporate gyms, you're not gonna get that vibe.
yeah. I mean,
But
when you walk into my gym, you're gonna be like, man, it is so hot in here, man. If you're there to sweat. Like that's just I moved into the gym that doesn't have any AC. Uh, but I mean, we got some fans, but you're there to sweat.
you do the work.
You're there to work, man.
So what are the plans for you guys? Are you guys gonna stay in that location? You want to get a different location eventually, or more equipment? What are the plans, for you guys?
Man, um, we need a bigger location. Our problem right now is our our locations, our basketball location is too small. At least it's just we have lines out the door for basketball sessions, and then we've got over 100 clients this month from all over the valley. Um, and we're 100 clients in basketball, and some of them come one time a week, some of them come 5 times a week, and people driving an hour out just to come train at our gym, which is really it's just kind of like wild, man, because it's like our court's not the most. It's a piece of cement with some two basketball hoops. But what's important is the knowledge that's being shared there, and the work, the instruction that's being given to the kids. That's what's really important. That's what like sets us apart from everywhere else. But um, um, what was the question again?
What is the future plans? Are you planning to
Oh,
expand to another
yeah,
location?
so we have to. We have to. I really like the location I'm at right now because it's in downtown McAllen. It's right off the expressway from people coming from east or west part of the valley. Um, but yeah, we have to expand. I gotta ideally from our business, what we need 1 to 2 full size NBA size basketball courts. Because us not having that, we're actually losing out on money and opportunity. So that's what we have to do. Um, Now, where I would like to have it somewhere in McAllen I would like to have something off the
Well,
expressway.
if you're getting people from all over the valley, just be ideal.
Yeah, you have to. Um, but basically, we would keep the same format that we have now, where we have our basketball court, our weight room, a little turf cardio area. Then we have a performance room, and then on the outside we have a little outdoor area. I would like to keep that same format and template because it works well for
Yeah.
us. But we would need more space for basketball.
So how many years have you been open there?
3.5 years. We're going on 4 years. Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed when I've seen, because when you came with me, we came in to train at 2018, right, for the bodybuilding.
Yeah, end of 2018.
I've seen this business just grown, what I like is the fact that you guys' main emphasis is the basketball camps and kids, because nobody else does that. A lot of people do that summer thing one time to once in a while. So you actually have a facility
Yeah.
for that. You got the open gym now. You do one-on-one training, and the latest thing is that class for the girls. What's it called again?
Babes and barbells.
Babes
He
and
came up with the name. Jesse might say that he came up, or his girlfriend might, but I came up with the name Babes and Barbells. His girlfriend did the logo, but I came up with the name.
And
Babes
remember,
and Barbells.
female trainer, any female trainer that looks wants to find a spot. This is a good spot for you
Yeah,
guys.
like come on, let's grow together, and we're all about collaborating. We're always open to collaborate and grow, and the more people the better. So
Good. So, I guess this was a great episode. Talking about how your business grew from your backyard, then had a big hiccup with COVID, and you thinking, well, we're gonna be able to grow again, or we're gonna just shut down. I mean, because that happened to us too. We're like, I think we hit it a little different because people didn't want to come into a gym. They were kind of scared, at first. They were like, well, I don't want to be around that area.
Well, I think one of the things that helped us is that we have the big garage doors, so people are like, well, it's kind of people are like it's kind of outside. It's kind of so I don't know.
Well, it probably could. Like I said, like at first, the first several months for us, or maybe even the first out of 2020, it was tough because a lot of members were like, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna chill for a little bit. We're gonna wait. So the traffic was slow. But then eventually, like you said, people realized like, hey, I got to get my health back. I got to get back into training. I got to get back into doing something, not being sedentary at home.
Yeah. And I still get people that are saying I haven't worked out since COVID, and I'm like, man, like it's already 2 years late. Over, yeah, man, like people are still that had such an effect on people that like some people haven't worked out in 2 years, man.
Mentally, physically, everything.
And shout out to my dad, man. Like during COVID, like before COVID, my dad was fat. He's fat. He hadn't worked out, and that's because he was always someone.
That's politically correct to say that, but
No, he hadn't worked out. He was fat. Like he'll tell you, man. and he had got COVID, and he got a little sick. And after, I could tell he got really pissed off about that too, man, that he got sick. Ever since then, man, I think my dad has been hitting the weight room. He's lost like 40, 60
Wow.
pounds. I don't know, something like
Wow.
totally
That's awesome.
different, man. And the thing about my dad goes hard. Like if my dad's gonna do something, he goes hard, man. Like he's lifting weight that he shouldn't even be lifting. I'm like, well, Dad, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, I think it's just, but
Dude, he's an athlete.
he's Husker. Yeah, Husker. But like just stuff that he's not like stuff that like, dude, you haven't worked out in years. Like you don't need to be doing that right now, man.
But I think that's one thing that people need to realize is that you got to get your health going. You got to get your health going. You got to change your lifestyle, eat a little better, and work out. Bottom line.
Yeah, no, and especially with COVID, I feel like for a lot of people got like really sick and stuff. Like, how can I improve my immune system? How can I eat? How can I take the right supplements and the right food and get the right nutrition to help me, fight off, any type of virus or anything like that, man. So I know like for us, one thing what we did was we upped my dad's supplementation and stuff. Just more like just vitamin D and different stuff. Zinc, magnesium, just stuff like that.
That's the
Just
basics.
taking those and yeah, everything's everything's going well.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Awesome. Well, that was great. Let's just kind of cut it out right here. So, if you're in the McAllen area, you're looking for a great facility for not only sports performance, basketball emphasis, girls, you're looking for a great class that is starting off, go check them out. They're on located at
We're in downtown McAllen, 500 South 17th Street, McAllen, Texas. You can Google us, Pistokache Training, Pistokache Training, and we'll pop up there.
what's your
So,
phone number? Yeah, number that people
man,
know,
dude,
or
speaking of
just
phone number, man, I need a different phone. I just phone number is 956-878-9789. But I need a different phone for me personally because my phone is it's ridiculous.
so use it your own line for this is us. Okay,
So yeah, man.
two
If
lines.
you see some back with my name on it, phone number, it's still a cell phone, man. So like, it'll have a lot of girls that say, "Yeah, I have his number." Like, hey, shit,
Yeah, for the gym.
I was like, "Yeah, I have your number too. It's in our system." So I always thought that was I got to change that.
Yeah, and that's what my number has always been the same since I started my gym too. Since back in what 2004, same number.
Yeah,
Because I use it as a business line, and it's kind of just kept the same number now. So yeah.
yeah.
But guys, go check it out. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for Joaquin being here and a guest with us, explaining his great facility in McAllen area. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Texas Bodybuilding News, Pro Coaching, CoachJasonMartinez.com. My team and IG, Team Jack. Give us a like, follow, any comments you want. You want to hit out him, follow him on IG also. I'll put his IG out here so you guys can follow him. Give him a like and follow and see what else going to do for you guys. If you have any kids interested in doing some type of camps, sports camps, go check them out. So till next time, make sure you get the last rep in, kick it, you guys stay healthy, and peace.
Peace.
If you guys interested in the great line of supplements, go ahead and check out Jack Factory. Links in description. Use my code Jason. You can save 15%. Let me tell you about the stack I love. I love taking my Nitro Surge and I combine it with the NOXT. Get hell of a pumps, great energy, great workout. Love it. They got your pre-workouts, protein, fat burners, essentials. So go check them out.